I'm just very excited to be with Sharon Lim of Browseware here at the PI conference. And I would like to just quickly chat about your experience, what you said just now about women, in the industry and how we have so many skills that we're actually not using after working in apparel industry. And so how do you see, would be the development of the people in apparel industry with the digitalization?
Yeah, I think with digitalization, what I really hope to see is change happening for many of the old jobs. The jobs are not so much going away, but they are reducing because repetitive work is really taken in a way, automation. But it doesn't mean the end of it. There are many roles to play in digital transformation. For the apparel industry, digital transformation is still a very new word, and I find that the people with all the experience actually have the answers. They have the answers to know how to bring this. If they would, I think once they are empowered to learn about the digital, they would find the solution on how to bring the organization or their work into digitalization. It's very simple. I give an example all the time of the phone. When you use an analog, a very rudimentary phone, you send text messages, but you were very conscious about every messages that you send. But when a smartphone came along, you did not just send rudimentary messages. You did a lot more. You communicated a lot more. You stream conversations just like what we are having right now immediately. Things change, but you have the skills. I find that women in the apparel industries are multitasking. I come from the sourcing world for a while, so I know they are fantastic. Many of them are fantastic project managing people. They know how to project manage. They run on a great timeline, accountability, responsibility, all important skills and values to actually bring into digital transformation, to help with digital transformation.
I see. Well, and how did you start the company? Was it that something, how did you have this breakthrough?
Okay, so I have been in the digital, I came into Browseware in the year 2003. I really came, prior to that I was in Tommy Hilfiger, and prior to that I was in electronics consumer, all right? And then I moved into the apparel industry, and what's amazing for me was I thought I stepped into a time capsule and went backwards, all right? But when I went, I saw so much in this industry, and my time in Tommy Hilfiger brought me from one end, sourcing, production, product development, all the way to retail, wholesale for Latin America, and licensing business. So I kind of learned from one end to the next end. And I looked at it and I found that there were many ways that we could do things better, do things faster, It's never about why, it's about why not. Right? So I like to ask a lot of why not. So in 2001, we were actually looking at what are the technologies that will affect the apparel industry in a big way. Internet being one of them, but how do you mimic the internet or in the internet world, how do you mimic shopping experience? All right, and that's when I came across Browseware. They had a very simple proof of concept, virtual shopping. In fact, they were featured on CNN. They were the first one to come out with trying to bring people into the shopping experience virtually. I looked at that and I said, oh, that's the answer. Not just for shopping, but also for everything that we do in the back end. Because fashion industry is a visual industry. So from that, it hung around my mind for a year or so, and I decided rather than wait for someone to do it, I'll come out and I'll do it. So I contacted Browseware. They were still well and alive. I asked if you had anyone doing something with the 3D in product development, in supply chain, in manufacturing, and they said, no, we don't. I said, would you give me a chance to do this? Avihai, my partner, said, okay, I don't understand why you want to do it. Okay, here, go take it and go do it. So I started almost like a reseller because that was the only form of agreement they had. And then I started going to the factories and telling them how this can actually help them cut down work and things like that. Go home earlier,
Yes.
Yeah. Actually, I was really inspired by a panel by Shimmy Technologies. This young lady empowering women, all right, in the digital world. And I'm talking about in Bangladesh and all that. I was really inspired. We've been in touch with her for a couple months, but she's very busy. And I looked at it and I said, this is inspiring. This is what we should do. The apparel industry can make a huge impact. It's always made a huge impact in every third world country. But now to see people making that impact, trying to make that impact, to upskill people digitally, it's very inspiring for me. So I want to keep doing this. I work with my team a lot on how to keep things as simple as possible for the apparel industry so that people can make this leap. So I'm just going to continue to do it and hopefully work with smart ladies like that, very smart women, and see what else we could do together.
Amazing. Yes, that's really inspiring. And yes, you can connect with Sharon on LinkedIn to develop yourself and your career in the industry.